Hey, 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 hello. Happy Pink Table Talk. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Well, I want to welcome you to this episode of Pink Table Talk. And I really want to start this episode by just saying that prayers go out to family. Just got through talking to family, to friends, to there might even be someone who is driving the car watching that is escaping the path of Milton. So prayers go out. I just was speaking to my sister in love who, praise God, made it to Atlanta. So grateful. Um, but we know that that God is absolutely positively with those of you that are escaping his path. And so as we celebrate here in our pink bubble, just know that we are loving on and thinking about our friends, our family, our clients, and our sister consultants, directors, and nationals that are in that path. I am Katrina Harris Earl. I'm a national sales director with Mary Kay, and I'm super excited. We do this once a month cash giveaway. So, guess if you are here in the chat, I want you to put your name and say, "Oh, yeah, baby, I'm about to win some cash." And if you don't want to write all that, just put a cash dollar sign. Just put a dollar sign in the chat. Let us know that you are there. I see Christine and oh gosh, I took my glasses off because there was a glare. I see Sheila. I see um, Anne, I see Nancy, I see Dwayna. Continue to put, I see Diane, continue to put in the chat who is with us today. I am going to bring up my girlfriend who is our guest today. And I just love this podcast style interview. I have known Mimi for years. It has been at least a couple of decades, but who's counting? Because we look younger than ever. And I am so grateful that she is here. We are both from one hot zone to the hotter zone. So I'm bringing her to the stage. There is Mimi Novak. Hey, Mimi. Yay. Welcome to Pink Table Talk. Hold on. Welcome. Going to give you a little bit of round of applause. Hey, because you deserve it.
I should bow.
So excited. Now, people, a lot of times I was watching TV earlier today with some folks in New York, and I noticed that they had on a heavier suit jacket. And I was thinking, as I was talking to my girlfriend, if you know anything about California, we experience our hottest months sometimes in September, October. Sometimes it even messes around and creeps to November. So we broke over 100, which means I know, and I'm closer to the water than you. So what's the temperature in Fresno today?
It was supposed to be 100 today, which is much cooler than it's been. Let me tell you. A couple of days ago, it was 107. I'm like, okay, seriously. Okay, it's fall. It's fall.
Yeah.
I want to like pumpkin spice things, you know?
I know. I'm shocked when you said 100. So maybe it might have been warmer here because that's unusual. Generally, if we're 100, you guys are like 113. So, well, I'm grateful that you were here. For those of you that are not from California, I am about an hour east of San Francisco, and Mimi is in the middle of California, that central area. Okay, there's a lot of good stuff there, but there's also a lot of cows. Okay, so I got cows near me too. So
we're 2 hours from everything.
Yeah. For real. But it's a beautiful place to live, beautiful people. So, Mimi, I'm just going to ask you some questions. We want to get to know you today. And one of the goals of our Pink Table Talk podcast is to empower women. Life is always lifing. There's just, things that are happening in our life. But we are powerful, successful entrepreneurs who have become great bosses, moms, wives, daughters. And just before the show, you told me about a new aspect of life. So the first thing I want, before we talk about all the people that we support, okay, let's talk about Mimi. Who is Mimi? How do your friends and family describe you?
Oh my gosh. First, let me just say thank you. I'm so honored to be here, like for real. And I'm gonna answer your question, but I have to say, like, I want to say it was 18 or 20 years ago when I saw you sitting there at our MKU, and I was just in so much awe. And that to be here, I'm like really so humbling. Thank you. Okay, so I had to ask a friend, I'm like, tell me how you would describe me because, and of course I just hit the button and made it go away. Please tell me how you would describe me because I don't want to just assume. So here's what my friend Mindy said about me. She said, "You are honest and real, and you don't put up with negativity in your life. You're tough, but you wear your heart on your sleeve. You drop everything to go help a friend, a family member, or a neighbor. And most importantly, you put God first and then family. You are calm and collected, but you don't take any nonsense. And once you have you as a friend, you're a friend for life because you're always looking out for them and you're always there for me." She says, "I could go on, but I wish I could be just like you because you're
Oh
so
my
amazing."
gosh. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Like,
The last four speakers we had all asked a friend, and that just
really,
made, how'd that make you feel? How'd that make you feel?
it's like it's like you have to say thank you. But it's very humbling,
Mhm.
we all strive, right, to be those people, and it feels good to know that at least one person one person actually sees me that way. And I know
Yeah.
it's more than that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I want to encourage our guests that are watching. Hey, Kat, good to see you. I want to encourage our guests that are watching, pick up your phone and text a friend, text a family member, ask your child, how would you describe me? Maybe not your child, depending on how they're feeling that day. Okay. Stingy, wouldn't let me go to the school dance. But it's just such a great feedback from your closest, best girlfriend, your bestie, whoever that is. So, want to get to know more about you, family, all of that. But tell us about your professional career. What was your career before you pursued entrepreneurship, Mimi?
Okay. So for 18 years, I was a retail manager and like district manager kind of person. I've always been a leader, kind of married to my job. Um, the last job I had, I was a call center manager and I worked about 80 hours a week. Yes, you heard me. An 8 and a 0. I had no life. Okay.
There's only 168 hours in the week, so that is, and you got to sleep at least 60 of them. So you
It's
had no
I don't
life.
think I did that. Um, but that job really challenged my self-confidence, and, to be really honest, I think that God put me there so that when Mary Kay fell in my lap, that I would never, ever, 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 ever wanna go back to having a boss, you
Mm,
know? Ever. It just Yeah, it was the complete opposite of everything that we stand for. We are so much about positivity and building people up, and I don't wanna say it was this horrible place because I learned a lot of really good things there, but I am very grateful for where I am now.
mhm. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. And I see the guests that are putting dollar sign. They're excited about the cash drawing. And I just had to comment. I see my second mom, Christine Hill, said, my crew is on. So grateful for all of the guests that are watching. So I could tell that you don't miss it. You don't miss, I don't miss my nonprofit. I loved helping people. Like, that was nice. And having a nice office and so forth, but I really don't miss it for 1 second. It sounds like you don't either, right?
No, I mean, sometimes I miss, like, some of the people, but to be really honest, I brought a lot of those people into Mary Kay with me.
Mm,
So, there's that, and it's the people, not the things that I was doing, it was the people. It's always for me, it's always been the people, um,
mhm,
that are the
mhm.
most important, you know? People are the most important thing, period, next to God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, where were you at in your life when you decided to pursue entrepreneurship? Did you start this wanting to be an entrepreneur? Was it just a side hustle, or were you looking for a way out? Like, what did that look like? How long ago was it? And tell us a little bit about that.
So I've had my business for 22 years, but
Mhm,
if I look at my life in the rearview mirror, um, I can see where it was being sprinkled into my people were telling me my whole life, you should really like be in sales. You should be in business for yourself. My father owned a Cadillac dealership. So I mean, he was an entrepreneur. So it was in my blood. My brother's an entrepreneur, his wife's not. I mean, it's like we're a family of entrepreneurs, but I was like, oh no, 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 that would seem so scary, you know?
Mhm,
Um,
mhm,
and I remember in my retail job, one day they said, you know, we're going to change the structure and we want you as the manager, we want you to have this idea that that you own this store. And
mhm.
I remember thinking, you've got to be kidding. But a light bulb went off and things in my brain shifted. And um, it, it's been brewing. God's been was working on me for a really long time. And then when
Mhm.
Mary Kay came along, um, honestly, I signed up for a discount on oil-free eye makeup remover.
Good. Save $10. Okay. Maybe eight
Yes,
back
yes,
then.
ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, it only took me really a few months to a few weeks to say, yeah, we need to do something with this and replace that job. And I was out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 48% of women, at least, are saying to themselves consistently in their head, I need a side hustle. I need a side hustle. I need a side hustle. It's right now, most families are anywhere from $500 to $2,000. And I would like to say in California, that might be $3,000
Mhm.
gap between where they are and what they need. And so this is really just share how good, now full time. I know this is what you do, but how good was the side hustle when you decided that, you know what, gosh, I got a good side hustle way back then?
Um, well, I really never did this as a side hustle. It's
You
like
did. Okay. Not like
no, I
me.
really
Okay.
no, I started buying for me and my mom, and then I
Hmm.
said, "You know what? I'm jumping in." I called my director and I said, "Girl, what would it take to replace my job?" And she
Mm.
said, "Do this, this, and this. It'll take you a year." I said, "Hold my hand." So, tip for y'all, like, listen to your mentor. And so I did what she said, and I replaced my job in 4 months.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. All these years, I
yeah.
never knew that. I worked as a
Oh
side
my
hustle
gosh,
for about a year, looked up, it added about $10,000 to my income and a great tax deduction. And then
so good.
life happened. What what
Mhm.
what seemed like crazy back then, which pales in comparison to this level of crazy we are in now, but it was crazy political campaign. It was a war. It was all kinds of stuff. Our funding was drying up at the nonprofit. I was like, you know what, you better lay them off before they lay you off. And I'm so glad that I did, because 6 months after I left my job, my department was eliminated. So
Mhm.
so kudos to you, Mimi. That is awesome. So going back and talking about I've watched you walk through marriage. I've watched you walk through divorce. I've watched you walk through your children growing up, you being a mama, the single mama. I've watched it. Talk to the audience about surviving divorce while still consistent, while being self-employed, where you can't just go pull the covers over your head, because if you don't work, you won't eat.
Yeah.
um, and the joys that come, the community that comes during that. So give us some tips on how you walked through divorce.
Before I put divorce on the table, I called my mom and I said, "Can I do this?" Okay.
Mm,
And she said, "Absolutely, you can do anything."
mm,
And uh, which is so funny. Um, and that's all I needed. I just needed to hear from my mom I could do it.
mm,
And and it's amazing how everything has, I've always consistently worked like
mhm,
it was all up to me and prayed
mhm,
like it was up to God, you know. Um, but I have to say, I barely knew you, Katrina, at that time. But I remember that you you found out I was going through a divorce, and at the beginning, it was really rough. and you reached out to me. I will never forget. I know what I was wearing. I remember pacing the floor, having this conversation with you on the phone, and I hardly knew you.
Mhm.
And let's be real, y'all. Like I'm not like in Mary Kay land. I'm not related to Katrina, so she doesn't make money when I place orders or anything. She's adopted me, and she called me and she called me and she called me and she made sure I was okay, that my head was on straight, that I was good, and
Mhm.
that made the world of difference in my it for my soul.
Mm.
And it showed me the sisterhood that we have in this business, like no sisterhood I had ever had. And
Wow.
yeah, you don't need, and you probably have no idea of how that changed my life.
Wow.
Um, yeah, yeah.
And you were supporting one of my dear personal recruits that was happily married at the time and
Mhm.
didn't know that later down the line she would, her husband would experience a midlife crisis and buying sports cars and doing all kinds of things. And they went through a tragic divorce. And so it's just real. So I know God brought us together for that season. And who would think, Mimi, that we fast forward now, both of us are, my mother's been living with me for over a decade, and your mom is about to move in with you. And so,
And
I mean, what if we were at a job still working
oh,
80 hours a week?
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Like, I work hard, but my mom is just downstairs. And earlier
Yep,
today, as I said to Mimi, I was like, okay, mama, I'm taking a little bit of break. I had a little bit of spaghetti, and now it's time for you to do your exercises. Okay, mama, take a little bit of this, and now it's time for you to do your drops. It's just a blessing,
it
isn't
really
it?
is.
Talk a little bit about the choices that this has given you.
No, it really is. When my dad got sick, my dad was much older than my mom. I was working 80 hours a week and I didn't get to be there at all.
Mhm.
And my mom is, she's not sick, she's just recovering from a fall. But
Mhm.
the fact that with my Mary Kay, I have gotten to be with my mother every single day through this entire experience. And I am so grateful. It's just a whole different experience than I had with my dad,
Mhm.
as he was aging and whatnot. Choices, my gosh. I wanted to be a mama since I was a little itty bitty girl, since I was like 8
Mhm.
years old.
Mhm.
And I I wanted to, but I didn't want just to be a mom. I wanted to take those kids to school and I wanted to work in the classroom and I wanted to be present. I wanted to pick them up. They weren't going to ride the bus. And, I was working 80 hours a week before. How was that ever going
Mhm.
to happen? And my dream, I walked through my dream life. It ain't perfect. Nobody's life's perfect. But you know what? The fundamental things that I have always wanted, I got to create.
Mhm. I love
Yeah.
that. Talk about your daughters and growing up and, some of your most proud moments, raising them and the choices that entrepreneurship gave you.
Sure. In fact, this morning I asked Abigail, who is 17, I was driving her to school, and I said, What do you think? How do you think Mary Kay's impacted your life?" And without hesitation, like without prompting, nothing, Katrina, nothing. The girl just said, she said, "Mama, if you had had a normal job like all my friends' moms, I wouldn't even really know you like I know you. Like we, like, because we're so tight. Does that make
Wow.
sense? We are so close. She's like, I would know you, but we wouldn't have the closeness that we have. And I'm just so glad that you are all, she's like, you've been there for everything in my life. And I
Mm,
know I can talk to you because you're here. And I know you're here because of Mary Kay. And
mhm,
I mean, really, if you're thinking about, if you're watching this and you're thinking about, oh, this is it's just my dream. That was my dream. Like that is why.
mhm.
You
It's
know.
like, that's a wow. That's a big
Mhm.
wow, and I know that there are moms, and amazing moms in all different forms, all different
Of course,
backgrounds.
Absolutely.
But there's something about being there at 3 o'clock when they turn the door key.
Mhm.
It's something about it. A lot, immediately after drama has happened, you're there to have to debrief and to be the one that they call first. And so, what a joy! What a
Yeah.
joy! What would you say if you? What have been the your biggest ways you have grown personally? From stepping out of your comfort zone and winning, putting yourself in an environment where you're encouraged to win, not just make more money, but win, grow personally.
Oh boy. You know, that's a big question. And the girl that I was, I say girl, the girl I was before my business, she was so afraid of her own shadow.
Mhm,
And, and the mentors that I've had
mhm,
within Mary Kay have taught me to walk through what I thought was fire, and I have learned that I can do whatever I put my mind to, anything I put my mind to. And
mhm,
I've shown myself that sometimes you make it and sometimes you fall down, but then you get back up and you still keep on going. And I don't know. I mean, eh, in my old life, when you don't make it, you get in trouble, you know?
mhm,
Here, when if you set a goal and you don't make it, somebody's saying, "Come on, girl, we got this. Let's do it. Let's go."
mhm,
It's just a
mhm,
whole different way of seeing the world,
mhm.
you
So
know?
many women haven't played professional sports, although we love seeing women's sports be more in the mainstream. But most women have been, all women have been mothered. Most women, I would say, have been mothered, and most all women have been managed. But not many women have been mentored. Have had a coach, that coach relationship, someone who has played the game, been on top of the game, and now wants to teach you how to master the game. And so many people come in and say, "Oh, I can work with women. Women are catty and so forth." That is the way that a lot of people experience it in the world, but our pink bubble is very different. There's enough for everyone to eat. Everyone gets a piece of cake. So you get to decide how large your piece is. And if I want the whole cake, it doesn't mean that someone else can't have the whole cake too. And it's just a blessing that my it doesn't affect my income by helping you win. If anything
Yes,
else,
yes,
it makes it better. And so,
yes.
Mimi, what a joy. I mean, your story is inspiring. You are inspiring. You continue to inspire. I just have to say, one of my most inspiring moments as we wrap it up and get to the cash part that I know all the guests are here for is just seeing the joy in your daughter's eyes as you took them to Italy. Just talk about
Oh,
that for a moment. A highlight trip of a lifetime.
So during lockdown, during COVID, my oldest daughter really got into ancestry, and she's like, "I think we should go to Italy." And I'm like, "Oh, this is one of those moments that this is one of those moments." And I said, "Okay, let's do this." And so the three of us, because we are a team, put our nose down, and I went to work, and we all collectively, the three of us collectively, we worked on it. And to see, first of all, when I was that age, Italy was a place on a globe that you actually went. So it's something I've wanted to do my whole life. And having them be able to experience this, like the world,
Mhm,
because I sell skincare and help women have a better life, like setting their life up for so much more is just amazing to me. And we all had oh my gosh, we all want to live in Italy now.
mhm. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. And just
Mhm,
because you go to Italy once, you gotta go again because
mhm.
Milan is not like Florence, and, the top of Italy is not like the bottom of Italy. You gotta see all parts of the boot. I mean, it's like Spain, it's just you can go back over and over. Well, it's a joy, Mimi, to hear your story and to talk about all that has come. I just want to share for a moment about why women take a look at this business. Just fun facts. People get excited about Mary Kay for so many reasons. We make money 50%. We talked about that. 50% is 50%. I mean, you sell 100, you make 50. You sell 1,000, you make 500. You sell 100,000, you get 50,000. And that's just one avenue of income. But a lot of people can choose just to be a brand ambassador. You fall in love with the product, it's a 50% off sale. Like, who does not like to buy their favorite things for 50% off? Okay. You don't have to have sales experience. I promise you, people don't. We're not pushy salespeople. We're people that use the product, are in love with it, and share what we have. We love the flexibility. Gosh, we talked about that so much. And so some people, a lot of women start out and they just put in a couple hours here, a couple hours there. They can do hobby. This can be your serious side hustle, or it could be your full-time gig. And so I worked at all three levels, and I love that. Mimi, you said you started and then you just went for the gusto. That's really neat. And the dual marketing concept, there's no it's not a multi-level. We buy from Mary Kay, we sell to the consumer, and that is what we do. There's two sales, buying from Mary Kay and selling to the consumer. So everybody makes 50%. We get started. The collaboration, we talked about that. The fact that this is just an amazing girl gang. It's a sisterhood. The positivity is so thick you can cut it with a knife. The P&L is people in love. Of course, with profit and loss, because we come to have fun. We don't come to play. Okay. We want to get paid. Girls need cash. All right. But it is really cool. The collaboration, the rewards. Oh my gosh, lots of carats of diamonds. Between the two of us, I'm sure it's over 50 carats. And so the incentives, the cars, I know between the two of us, over 20 cars. And can you believe next month I'm getting another car? I mean, there's nothing wrong with my Escalade. It's like, great, but another one's coming in November. And so you earn the use of the car, you earn these prizes. It's just amazing. The car program consists of the Chevy Trax, the Chevy Equinox, the pink Cadillac, and then there is the Escalade that national sales directors drive. Love it, love it, love it. I'm on number 7, I don't know, 5 or 6 Escalade, can't even count. Or you could take the monthly cash compensation. This month, can you believe that all of this, you could get started with Mary Kay for only $10. $10, what? Can you believe that, Mimi? Never in our career. $10, it almost is crazy, but it's an e-start. It's worth it. You get 50%. Everything we just talked about can come for $10. Now, I want to encourage you, take a look at this.
Ready to enter your Mary Kay era? For a limited time, you can start an iconic beauty business for $10. Obsessed with skincare, self-care, and makeup? Imagine turning your passions into a small business that's all about making meaningful connections, supporting your community, and achieving personal growth. Just think, instead of sharing selfies that benefit other beauty brands, you could be influencing your own beauty business and earning extra income. The best part? This opportunity just fits your life, whatever stage or phase you're in. Whether you're a college student hustling to make extra money, a hardworking mom who wants to spread her wings, a 9-to-5er looking for freedom and flexibility, or anything in between, Mary Kay can help you make this your best era yet. Hear why these independent Salesforce members entered their Mary Kay eras.
To be a Mary Kay product queen,
to earn extra income,
to be an entrepreneur,
to connect with a supportive community.
With the Mary Kay business, you're empowered to earn up to 50% profit on everything you sell when you place a $225 wholesale product order or more. And with the Mary Kay personal website, your business is always open, giving professional, accessible vibes. So, who's ready to invest $10 in untapped potential and possibilities? Don't miss this epic chance to enter your best era yet.
Oh my goodness, it's crazy. Can you believe it? $10 now. So you look at this, y'all. This is what happens. You make a decision today. You tell your beauty consultant that you want to join for $10. Some of you are going to join for free because you're going to win some cash. There you go. But for $10, you get, you're able to purchase the product for 50%. You're going to get just a couple samples in the mail so that you can try. You get access to all of our digital tools so that you can get started. Some of you will decide to add on for $45 some samples. It's enough samples for about 30 people. And many of you will decide to to do the Pro Start. So the 10 plus the 90 for $100 is a Pro Start. That's what Mimi and I started. 33 years ago, I paid $100 for what today is $100. There's nothing else on the planet that still costs the same. As a matter of fact, I didn't get retail product. I got those test tubes, okay? All those little samples. And so that is really, really cool. I want to just thank you all for being here and remind you as we do our cash drawing that next month's guest speaker is going to be my girlfriend, First Lady Patrice Moore Smith from Mobile, Alabama. It will be so fun and cool. And consultants, make sure you get your guests in just for being on today. We're about to do the cash drawing in a moment, but you get entered into the next month's cash drawing as well. So if you are a consultant who's watching and you want to get your guests in, make sure that you grab them and that you submit, sign up for our entry form, and we're totally ready to go. So I want to ask you, Mimi, we're just going to hit it today and ask you, what is your favorite product? Uh-oh, I kicked you out. Dorothy will fix that. How did I kick you out? There we go. Okay, so I'm not sure what happened. But what is your favorite product today?
Right now, my favorite product is our limited edition liquid eyeshadows. They are so fantastic.
These are great. I'm wearing some of the green today. It's called Trees, and I'm wearing the one of the other ones on underneath my brow bone. It is fabulous. And so you could purchase this product today. Pick one. Tonight's special is pick one of our liquid lip colors and select the mascara of your choice for only $30. 24-hour special. Talk to your beauty consultant, save a little bit of cash and get it, and you will love it. The Trees is my favorite. So, Mimi, we love to give away some cash. Dorothy is going to spin the wheel, and I believe the first name is the person who is the beauty consultant, and then the sales director's name, and then the winner's name. Now, the wheel is going to look like there's thousands of people in here, but it's because some people have multiple entries. I think the number one person has like 30 entries because it's by booking, buying. But even if you have one entry, you know how that lotto works.
Only need one.
So let's spin the wheel and see who is our winner tonight. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Oh, the wheel's not showing. We're going to put the wheel up here. Okay, here we go. Spin it. Here we go.
Are you guys excited?
I know. Let's see who it is. Who it is. Oh boy, the consultant's name is Patricia Brownfield. The director's name is Beverly Delph, and the guest name is Mariah Hansen. Yes. They probably, I know Beverly, I know they live Missouri area, Midwest area probably is where Mariah lives. So grateful, so happy. Mimi, I could not be more proud to have had you as our guest here on Pink Table Talk. Super excited. Everybody's a winner. Your name goes in the next drawing, so make sure you're on. And super excited. Those of you that are from our area, make sure you join us. If you decide to become a beauty consultant, join us at our area wide, and you'll be on again with Mimi and I this Monday for our area celebration. So have a great evening, and we will see you next month. Bye-bye.